we are together again on the radio. I'm about to say something that makes me nervous to say because when I hear this phrase, it either reminds me of, I don't know, a dictatorship, or it reminds me of some crazy AM radio talk show callers or whatever. But I've been giving this a lot of thought, and I have to say it. I do believe that I have the final solution to the problem of people who need to get laid. I've got the final solution. I have figured out a way to take care of the supply of people who want to get laid and the demand of people who need them. Didn't the Nazis use that term, the final solution? See, that's why it makes me nervous. But this has nothing to do with that. This is the final solution. This is it. I've been spending a lot of time at home lately, and I've had a lot of time in the quiet of my home, and I do have a very quiet home, by the way. You may find that hard to believe because our show is loud and raucous. But the reason it's so loud and raucous is because I have my sanctuary, my home, where I can sit quietly and give serious thought to very important issues. And I'm not just saying that, and I'm only saying it with a wink here because, you know, I know many of you probably think I don't give this any thought at all, or I just come in here and give you a knee-jerk reaction to stuff. But the reality is that I spend an awful lot of time just sitting in quiet contemplation. And my final solution is a result of hours and hours, over days, if not weeks, of thinking about how to fix this problem. You know, on this show, I talk to guys who want to get laid. Then occasionally I get phone calls from women who say, yeah, you know, we want to get laid too. And I've been analyzing who these people are. I've actually taken some notes on this. And sat and gave this a lot of thought. And finally, after all of that, I came up with what I consider to be a final solution. This is going to fix it. Now, there'll be exceptions it won't work for. If your plan is to be a slacker, a stoner, or a loser the rest of your life, pretty much you can tune me out now if your fried brain hasn't already done so on its own, okay? Because there's not much I can do for you if you're going to be a slacker, a stoner, or just a plain loser. So you may as well just, you know, sit back and listen to how the other half lives. But I just want to tell you that if you are among the vast majority of us who want more in life, people who study, people who go to school, people who work hard, people who want the best and the most and as much of it as they can get, listen carefully because I have figured it out for you. I have worked this out. Numbers are involved. Many times on this program, I've given you a series of mathematical formulas. For example, I have told you on this program that the size of the diamond on a woman's knuckle is in these big, fat fatties out there with that platinum-looking diamond-holding claw. You know that big claw that holds the diamond onto the ring? And that big claw holding onto that little diamond crumb? That's because who would buy a big ring for that big fatty? There's no doubt about it. I have told you that the hotter a chick is, the lower her self-esteem. And I have told you the mathematical formula that says you want to get a woman with the highest possible attractiveness and the lowest possible self-esteem. keeping in mind that you can't divide by 0. So infinity is the ultimate ratio in that case. A number of the things I've taught you on this program have had to do with mathematical formulas and numbers, because I'm a numbers guy. So let me lay this out for you. I have the final solution to the problem we have with people who can't get laid. Now, you boys in college, pay close attention to what I'm going to tell you. And those of you who are, you know, just about to start college, maybe next year, or maybe those of you who just graduated in the last couple of years. Many of you have noticed. Are you with me? Many of you have noticed here that when you are 18, it's very hard to get a girl who's 18 to pay any attention to you. Right, guys? And here's why. Women want guys who are older or more mature or who make more money or who are more successful or more settled in their lives than they are. When you are 18, you are a girl's equal. You are not wealthier in most cases, unless you inherited money, and that's a very small percentage of people. You don't have a better job, generally, because if you're doing it right, you're not even working. You're going to school just like she is. You're not more mature than she is. Women mature more quickly than men, generally, physically and emotionally. So it's very hard when you're 18 to get someone 18 to go out with you. And you had this experience, maybe you first had it at the junior or senior prom, right? Remember all the hottest girls in school? Many of them did not show up at the prom with somebody from your school. They showed up with somebody from college, or they showed up with somebody who has a job already, like they're 23, 24 years old, and these girls are 17, 18. Yeah. I mean, the hottest girls in high school get picked off by older guys. Guys who have more money and experience. Period. And you find that same thing out in college. How many of you are in chemistry class and you're nervous about going over to a girl in class? And then you decide to approach her and she, like, gives you the brush off. And many of you call this show and you're all sad about it. You know, I can't find a date. I can't find anybody to get laid. So what you end up doing is you end up finding the girl who is the compromise. The girl who is hot enough, but in many cases will charge you for her services. In order to get her to go out with you, you are going to have to pay. Right? Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that. A lot. So one group that is always complaining is the guys of college age. I'll say between ages 17 and 23, okay? These guys complain on our program a lot. Here's the other group that loves calling in and saying they love to get laid, but they tell you they can't find anybody or they can't find enough people or what have you. Women over age 35. Any age over 35. Because we all know a woman's value begins to deteriorate beginning at age 30. That is when women fall off the cliff. In the opinion of most guys, that is when their desirability begins to wane. Anything from their childbearing abilities to their lack of crow's feet or other wrinkles to the fat issue to whatever. Bottom line is, guys would rather be with chicks in their 20s than their 30s or 40s. It's just that simple. I can't put it any more simply for you than that. 21-year-old woman. In short, he can have all the girls that the 21-year-old guys and the 20-year-old guys and the 19-year-old guys and the 18-year-old guys can't get. Successful guys over the age of 35, they get girls who are a minimum of 5 years younger, in many cases 10, 15, even 20 years younger, depending on what their age is. I can tell you that as a wealthy man, age 51, I have dated women from 18 to 47. And I just must be honest with you. You know, it's a lot easier for me to get an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 21-year-old than a guy who's 18, 19, 20, 21. Because I'm who I'm going to be. I am financially secure, settled, experienced. All things that 19, 20, 21-year-old girls are looking for. I am that person. No two ways about it. I am that person. And because I am that person, a lot of you guys are SOL. I can get your girlfriend away from you. Rather than crying in your milk over this or crying in your beer, or whatever the expression is, why don't you try my final solution? Let's take the two neediest groups and pair them off. You hear all this talk about MILFs and Cougars and what have you, but nobody's ever formalized this into a plan. The most desperate among us to get laid are guys 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And the most desperate women to get laid and the least likely to play games are women 35 and up. And you know why they're the less willing to play games or less likely to play games? It's because suddenly they've realized they've lost the magic they had when they were in their teens and their 20s. They're not as hot as they used to be. Sure, you might be getting a BMW, but you're getting a 1987 BMW. You know what I'm talking about? You're getting a car the rest of us already drove. Many of you out there who have to hitch a ride to school or carpool with a friend would love to be driving even an old BMW. And I use car analogies all the time. The same thing is true with women. If you're 19 and you can't get a 2008 Mercedes to ride in, you might as well get a 1988 Mercedes. Because you know what? That car wants an owner, too. Granted, the rest of us all got a ride in there when we still had the beautiful leather smell. But still, it's a Mercedes, and it's been broken in, and you can get it at relatively low cost, even though it's previously used, previously owned, as they like to say in the car business. So my advice is this. If you're between 17 and 23 or 24 and you're a guy, actively seek out the Cougars. Actively seek out the MILFs. Actively seek out chicks who are past their prime but still doable. But don't fall in love with them. You are on the way up. If you are on the way to becoming something, if you are studying, working hard, going to become at least financially acceptable, down the line, once you have attained that status, there will be hotter, younger chicks ready for you. Right now, these girls are too young. You shouldn't even be talking to them or about them, okay? They're underage. They're not ready yet. They haven't popped out of the oven yet. You know, if you're 19, as I always love to say on this show, you know, if you're 19 years old, your trophy wife is in line at the mall to see the B movie. It's a fact. You know what I'm talking about, boys? So while you're waiting for that to happen, go after the Cougars. You know how to find them. They're all over the place. They're in bowling alleys. They're in bars you wouldn't be caught dead in. They're outside of school picking up their daughter or whatever. Now, of course, I'm not very big on you dating the single mother types and what have you. But what I'm trying to tell you is these are the girls who will have sex with you. Use them as placeholders until you're old. The ones who are 35 when you're 35, when they were 18, you were 18, they turned you down. They said, oh, no, I wouldn't even give you the time of day. And now you're starting to look pretty damn good, and your ultimate revenge is to be able to say, F you, I remember you turned me down, you bitch. Now, here comes my beautiful payback. Making you pay for anything? Are you kidding me? The Cougars just want to get laid. Do the Cougars. Don't move in with them. Don't have babies with them. Don't pay for anything. They will just have sex with you, like guys. And they will keep you, your mom's best friend is probably one of those. They will keep you going until your career is set, till your education is complete, until you are secure, settled in your life and everything. They will keep you occupied. Then when you become Tom Leicester or somebody like Tom Leicester or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or whatever, there'll be a whole new crop of 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds ready for you. It's my final solution. Doesn't it make sense?
Tom Leicester. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
When you're in a bad mood, you're just a lot more fun to listen to.
Thank you for that. The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leicis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That is our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. John on the Tom Leicis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how's it going, brother?
Okay, John.
I just had to call in and let you know that your final solution is exactly right on, and it's actually been my final solution. I discovered it decades ago, and it couldn't be working out better.
I love that.
Yeah, no, I got to tell you. I mean, a lot of my friends thought I was crazy when I was, like, in my teen years, like just graduating high school, going to college. I was nailing all the older chicks. And I got to tell you, they didn't mess around, and they loved the fact that I was like, 19, 20, 21 years old. And
you wanted it 20 times a day, yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah, and they were showing me, I didn't know what I was doing. I was still kind of new to the whole thing, so they took me under their wing, and they schooled me, and there was no messing around. And it worked out great, and now I'm 37, and I've definitely seen a shift in the age and quality and everything of the chicks I've been getting lately, I got to tell you. So,
and all the chicks now who are 37, who were 19 when you were 19, they'd love to have you now.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. Hey, I still grab a few of them every once in a while just to keep the ball rolling, but because out here they're definitely hotter than they were back east, but overall the quality has definitely shifted, and I'm looking forward to as I even get older, like 38, 39, 40. I'm looking to see what that's going to be like.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Believe me, that's your ultimate revenge on those little bitches who wouldn't talk to you when you were 19.
Totally. No, they wouldn't. They totally blew me off, and they all went for the older guys. So now it's my turn.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, I just had to call.
It's the final solution.
It is. I've been telling people that for years. People think I'm nuts, but I'm like, dude, try it.
Which doesn't leave out the possibility that if a hot 19-year-old chick made herself available, that you wouldn't take advantage of her.
Well, sure, but yeah. So, but
make the focus of your efforts the Cougars, man. Get into their panties.
I had a pretty high sex drive when I was 19, so I needed it pretty regularly, and the older ones definitely were there for me.
Yeah, and what a lot of guys don't understand is that as chicks get over 30, their sex drive increases. They stop playing those coy little games. Oh, I don't know you well enough. You have to go to the movies and dinner, and you have to meet my family, and you have to get me flowers, and you have to rub my feet and give me a back massage, and then maybe I'll let you kiss me. Believe me, when they're 37 years old, they're done with that stuff. They're done playing those games because they need to get laid as much as you do when you're 19. Guys, this is important. Alan on the Tom Leicis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tommy boy. Hey,
How you doing?
Your theory sounds great, but I'm scared, man.
Why?
35s are the ones that want to get pregnant. Those are the ones.
Well, you have to use it. You have to double bag it if necessary.
Okay, that sounds good, but
you can't ride bareback. You cannot ride bareback with a 35-year-old. You can't do it.
Okay, I'm just scared because it happened to my brother. I mean, she got a hold of his condom or something, or she went and grabbed the tissue from the bathroom and.
Well, I give you guys the solutions. I told you about the Tabasco or the habanero sauce and the condom. I told you about not accepting a condom from a woman ever. Always use your own.
Definitely not, of course.
Never leave them alone in your bedroom where the condoms are stored.
Okay.
And never have sex without a condom, not even for a minute. You just don't do it.
Okay, I love older women. That's actually the ones I go for usually, but I'm still scared because it's their lifetime dream. They want to get pregnant, and if they want it, usually they'll get it.
Well, I'm telling you that there are ways to do this. By the way, when I was 22, I had lots and lots of older women, much older women.
I'm sure you did.
And it was great because later on when I became the Tom Leicester Show, women my age all of a sudden wanted me very, very badly. But guess what? I didn't have to have them anymore.
Nope. Whoever you want.
Right.
Whoever you want. Oh, man. All right, Tom. Well, thanks a lot, man. I'm still scared, though.
Well, good luck, Alan.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate the call.
Blow me up Mike Vick style, please.
Michael Vick style. All right, here you go. Ow. Ooh. Yikes. Jennifer on the Tom Leicester Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Jennifer.
I am 23, and I have always gone for older guys. And recently, for some reason, it's not working anymore.
Why not?
I don't know. I met this guy at a bar. He's 36. He looks great. He's kind of a loser. I mean, he doesn't have anything to brag about, but I wanted to have sex with him, so I gave him my number, and I invited him over, and he came over to my place, but then he left, and he gave me a kiss, and he said, of course, I'll call you later, and nothing happened.
Are you hot?
I'd say I'm hot.
Well, would other people say you're hot? That's the question.
Yes, other people would say I'm hot.
What do you look like?
I'm 5'10". I weigh 145. I'm 34B, and I am Greek, German, and Polish, so I have that olive kind of tone skin.
145. Do you have any junk in the trunk?
I'd say I kind of got a pretty nice round tush.
All right. Tiny knockers.
Yeah.
For your
not
size.
So big.
Okay. I mean, if you're hot, I'm sure there's no shortage of guys who want to do you.
But, like, how, I mean, I think they're intimidated by me because I'm so upfront with them. And I'm not sure if they think, like, it's a joke or something.
No.
But...
Well, dear, if you're 5'10", to some of them, you might be physically intimidating, for one thing.
Yeah, I've heard that before from
all right.
guys.
That could be. Now, that's never bothered me, but I do know people who would cower.
I know. I mean, like, a lot of guys will wonder why I am going for them because they tell me that I'm model material, but, I mean, I don't... That doesn't make a difference.
Well, darling, I've got a control room full of people who come over and do you tonight.
I'm sorry?
I've got a control room here. You know, we work in a control room full of people. Guys who will come over and do you tonight. They don't even want to know your last name. They will just come over and do you.
Well,
so
awesome.
if you're serious, I will line them up and I will send them over.
Well, I don't know if I want to give them all my address.
Oh, well, they'll do you wherever you want.
Like, can I screen them? Like, you get to screen calls?
Well, why do you need to screen them? You need to get laid, dear.
Well, I still do have a couple of standards. Like, I don't do fat guys, and
we do not have fat guys working on the show.
Okay. And then they have to be at least as tall as me.
All my guys are at least as tall as you. And I can march them over there. Good. All right, so if you hang on, Dean's going to give you his email address so you can send photos. Because my boys have standards, too. And by the way, unlike you, they're not desperate to get laid, so they need to get a photo as well.
All right, I can hook up them with a photo. All
right, hang on. Dina's going to get your photo, and they'll decide whether you are model material. We'll find out. We may have to send all these guys out tonight.
Tom Leicis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Party like a king with Tom and King's legend Luke Robitaille. Saturday, December 8th in the exclusive Staples Center Grand Reserve Club. Go to blowmeuptom.com for details. It's the Tom Leicis Show.
Solution to the two groups who need to get laid the most. Guys in their late teens and early 20s and chicks over the age of 35. Put them together for the time being. Then, guys, throw these girls overboard once your career is settled, once you're settled, once you're making the big bucks, and then go for the hotter, younger models, like their daughters, for God's sake, or their nieces. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's William on the Tom Leicis Show. Hello.
Third time, long time. How you doing, buddy?
Great.
Hey, I got a question for you. I think that I might be screwed. Your solution has come a little late to me. I was in my early 20s, and I met this chick, and we were banging all the time, man. It was like 3 times a day for a year, and we weren't very safe, and I ended up getting her pregnant.
Well, you see, I've been here saying that for years, but you weren't paying any attention.
I know, man, I know, and I don't know what, I didn't have my radio on at the time, I guess. I don't know what I was doing, or what I was thinking, but now she's totally frigid. We've lived together for the last 4 or 5 years, and she's turned, like, we have sex, like, I don't know, a couple times a month. I'm 30 years old, like, I'm like a wild beast, but she's just turned it off, and I don't know really what to do. The few morals that I have, one of them is to stay with my daughter and raise my kid. But the dilemma is that, you know, I'm miserable. So I don't know. I'm stuck. I need some help from the professor.
Well, you know, first of all, you got yourself into this mess. I don't know why you did it.
I don't know why either. I kick myself in the ass every day.
I mean, I'm willing to bet you didn't even try to get her to have an abortion.
No, I didn't. Well, you know, I told her that if she wanted to, that I'd support her. If she wanted to have the baby, I would support her.
Why'd you say that? Why didn't you just say, hey, I want you to have an abortion?
You know what, because I thought at the time things were good. At the time, you know, we were having a lot of sex, and we got along great, and we were, you know, it was a party. But now that we've, you know, settled down, and she's like turned into a bitch, and like she's a waitress, she doesn't make any money, and I'm like, I support her. I pay all.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
Oh my God, dude! I know. Well, now I know. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but what do I do now? Now I'm stuck.
Well, look, are you living with her now? Of course you are.
Yeah.
Look, you're already paying child support.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no.
So you might as well
over that and beyond.
So get out.
Yeah, and then I got some other dude raising my kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, guess what? That's what happens.
Yeah.
You can stay involved. You can get joint custody.
It just kills me. She threatened me that she's going to leave the state. We've gone through this path a couple times. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe you need, without telling her, to hire a lawyer now and protect your interests.
Okay. Are there any interests to protect? I mean, do I have any kind of right?
I'm not a lawyer. That's why you hire a lawyer for. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to ask the attorney point blank. You have to say she's threatened to leave the state. What can we do to be proactive to prevent that from happening?
Yeah.
And then do what he says.
Yeah, okay, Tom. Well, I wish I would have been listening before all that happened.
Well, so do I. I'd be driving the Maserati today had you tuned in back then.
Oh, my goodness.
Now I'm reduced to a mere Lexus. I mean, I could be driving a lot better car.
Hey, well, I could have been driving a Maserati if I would have been listening to you.
Damn straight you would.
All right, Tom, hey, take me out with a bong hut and a shotgun to put me out of my misery.
Okay, here you go. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Carrie on the Tom Leicester Show. Hello.
Hello, Daddy.
Hi, dear.
I'm just calling to agree with your topic that on my 30th birthday, I had an affair with a 19-year-old exchange student who was living with my aunt and uncle. And it's phenomenal. The 18-year-olds have the same kind of drive as a 30-year-old woman.
Look at that. How was it?
You know? It was amazing, and I was my second person that he'd ever been with. And I told him, kid, you got talent and you're going places, so, you know. It was a natural, what I call natural. Because it's true, at 30, I became more sexually charged than I'd ever had been before.
That's what happens.
Yeah, and the 19-year-olds, they have the stamina. They've got the will. That's what they want, you know. Right. And as you get more into your 30s, guys in their 30s don't want to date you. So it's the perfect solution. It's the perfect. Yes, it was. It was perfect. It was easy. It was fun. It was carefree, you know. I mean, what it really boils down to is men 35 and up should date 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And women 35 and up should date 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Solves the problem. Yes. After that, though, it's for sure I thought about younger men, you know, after him. Well, so, darling, as long as you're not looking for anything more than to get laid, that's the way to go. Well, yeah, that is what I'm looking for. And so, you know, if you have any hot 19-year-olds out there that want an older lady. Well, I got guys here on my staff who are a little above 19, but they're in the vicinity. 19 to 21, that'll do. Really? Yeah. I can hook you up. Sounds like cute. Sounds like you're ready tonight. I'm always ready, Tom. Is that so? Especially after listening to you. You get me all worked up. Ooh. Sounds good to me, Carrie. Well, hang on there. We'll hook you up with our youngest team member here. How old's that? 22. He's 22. Oh, is he baby-faced? Darling, I'm going to let you see for yourself. Okay. You'll get a look, and we'll send him right out there. Okay. He doesn't even need to know your real name. He'll just do you and get the hell out. No, I wouldn't give him my real name anyway. He doesn't need it. That's what I'm talking about. Good. You don't want to have a baby or anything, do you? Oh, hell no. Okay, just checking. I don't have that clock for some reason. I don't know. Maybe in my 30s, late 30s. Glad to hear it. Very nice. No. Now you get me all worked up. You are? Will you spank me? Will you spank me, Tom? Darling, I've got an open palm with your name on it. Goody. Listen to you. All right, hang on. Dean's going to hook you up. Chris, on the Tom Leicester Show. Hello.
Amen, Tom. Woo! Hey, I will tell you one thing my dad told me a long time ago, boss.
What's that?
Same thing that you're saying. When I was in my teens, my dad told me, he says, you want to be successful? He goes, I'm going to give you the work. And my dad told me to definitely get with the older girls. Got myself established definitely in a corporate environment, and worked my way up through. And I had to actually call back a second time because I had 3 phone calls while I was waiting that the 20-year-olds are beating the door down, and I will be 40 next month. Amen, brother. And I told Dino, I said, hey, if that guy from the hotel call doesn't hook him up with those girls for that big old corporate party that they were having, that he knows how to get a hold of me, and we'll get him a party going.
Love it.
All right. Can you take me out gangster style, gunning down some of those old ladies that I dumped along the way?
Here you go, Chris. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Here comes Aaron on the Tom Leicester Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
How you doing, Aaron?
Oh, not too bad. All right, here's the question I've got, and I'm sure all my friends at home listening right now want to know the same. Where do we find the Cougars and the MILFs?
Are you kidding me? Look, first of all, one place they love to go are restaurants that have a bar.
Okay.
So rather than going to just strictly a bar or a nightclub, remember, we're talking about women in their 30s and 40s here, okay? Yeah. They don't go to the same clubs all the time. Sometimes you could go to a bowling alley has a bar.
Huh?
I
don't know about the bowling alley women, though.
Have you taken a look at bowling alleys lately?
There's not too many in my area anymore.
Well, there's one out in Studio City. Next to Jerry's Deli on Ventura Boulevard called Rock and Bowl.
Okay.
And that's one place you might look.
I might definitely have to do that.
Believe me, Aaron, there's ways to find them. Not to mention the fact you can bump into them in the produce section of a Whole Foods.
Very true.
Plenty of them there, Aaron. Trust me. Our email address, tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leicester Show.